Huwag yung kayong magkadisgrasyahan tayo niyan. Sinasabi ko yung madidisgrasya kayo. At madidisgrasya kayo. Hindi ako urong dito. And I said, I would stake my honor, my life, and even the presidency
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, Mayor Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Para sa pagbabago,
Kindly,
awa na ang
thank you for your courtesy. Representative Milene Albano Garcia, Eastern Mindanao Commander Lieutenant General Benjamin Madrigal, and the other officers and staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, Police Chief Superintendent Marcelo Morales, fellow workers in government, my countrymen. I am pleased to be back home from an engaging interaction with my fellow ASEAN leaders and heads of international institutions at the ASEAN Leaders Gathering in Bali. At the meeting, I reiterated the Philippines' national priorities of inclusive growth, stable and secure environment for economic and integration in the region. I stressed the importance of a stronger ASEAN in order to sustain the efforts towards greater peace, progress, and prosperity in Southeast Asia and its peoples. I stressed the importance of ASEAN-centered efforts. As a regional bloc, ASEAN should capitalize on its strength as a highly competitive region in order to maintain its steady growth path. I emphasize that we should invest in ourselves and within ASEAN. Only when we are willing to invest in ourselves can we ensure resiliency amid the challenges of trade tensions, threats of security and stability, and increasing natural calamities. I personally conveyed to Indonesian President Joko Widodo the Philippines' condolences to the Indonesian people who suffered successive earthquakes and tsunami. In times of need, Indonesia was ready to help. Now we are giving back. That's the Asian way. That's our duty as brother and a neighbor. Indonesia welcomed the humble assistance we caused to the ASEAN Coordinating Center for Humanitarian Assistance on Disaster Management. I also met with Vietnamese Prime Minister Nguyen Xuan Phuc, and this has something to do with the delineation of our boundaries. And I told him that in due time, but it will take a longer period, for we have to establish even our continental shelf limits. We both committed to work more closely to achieve shared goals for stability in the region. At the end of the meeting, the Philippines remains committed to work closely with ASEAN and key global institutions to ensure a peaceful, secure, and stable environment that promotes the greater common good. Thank you. I take a few questions from the media.
First question, Mr. President, would come from Elric Ayop of PTV.
Good evening, Mayor. Nagsimula na po yung filing ng COC sa COMELEC. According to PIDEA, may 86 pa na narco-politicians na probably they'll be filing a COC at the COMELEC. Any plan for this one? Are you going to mention their names again so the people may know?
Ito yung sa... No, I will not. This is not a good policy to let know to telegraph your intention or what you know about the other fellow. especially in matters of breaking penal laws. No, I will not.
Magnitude.
We will not in government.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Magnitude 6.3 struck in the Bali, Indonesia, kung saan nandun ho kayo. Can you share your experience during that time, sir?
Well, North Sulawesi is near actually to Mindanao. Bali is down going to the beaches of Australia. Malayo, it took me about 3 hours, 40 minutes even to travel by air. So wala akong, what I saw on TV is what I have in my mind of the extent of the destruction. But I grieve also that they have to suffer repeatedly itong earthquakes pati tsunamis. Because they say that including the Philippines, we are part of the circle of fire, and the tectonic plates in this part of the world, Mother Earth is most active. So, yan ho ang doon. Kakaawa lang kasi it comes one after the other. It's a double whammy for everybody there down south. Yes, ma'am.
Mayor Mayong Buntag,
Mayong
today
Buntag.
is the second day of the filing of the certificate of candidacy. May we know the 12 senatorial lineup for the administration?
Again?
12 senatorial candidates for the administration, Mayor.
Really? The more, the better. Let at least there's a wider choice for the people. Let the best man win.
Okay, in local politics, can you confirm if former Vice Mayor Paulo Duterte will run as first district congressman, Mayor?
I don't know. Frankly, I have not talked to my son for the longest time. Simula because his own family, maybe he finds few opportunities for me to talk to him. Alam mo naman ako, I commute Manila, Davao frequently. And only because my residence is here. That I have to concede. Nagbabiyahe talaga ako dahil ang bahay ko nandito.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Ms. Marisol Abdurrahman from GMA.
Ay, ma'am, you seem to be floating when you walk. Really?
Oh, sorry, sir. Mayor, may we know yung clear-cut guidelines po regarding sa rice importation? Kasi meron na ho mga nagpahayag na it might kill the rice industry in the country. So ano ho ba talaga yung ating policy doon sa pag-import ng rice?
Well, that is for Piñol to come up with the formula. Maybe during harvest time or a little period after that, there must be space for the local products to be consumed, bought and consumed. Then after us comes the lean months, which you have also to consider. The stomach comes first. So the policy of the government is to keep the people keep them away from hunger. So we have to import whether we like it or not, and we have to plant. But frankly, I do not think that we will be rice sufficient.
Pero,
I don't know in the years to come. Our choices, land for palay has been taken over by. There's two theories there. Most of the prime lands down south, and even the upland rice now in Dinorado, which was a very delicious carbohydrate. Yun ang tinatawag nila na food crop. The problem is yung mga large tracts of land have been converted into cash crop export. lahat yan. So cash crop pati food crop. Ngayon, because of the not so predictable weather now, it has affected really rice planting. So I don't know if it is now a truism, but climate change maybe has really has made more storms violent and longer periods of dry and wet season. Yan ho ang ano talaga dyan. It's the food crop plus the cash crop. We cannot control unless we expropriate, but that is not a good way of doing it in governance. Na kukunin mo yung lupa na saan naman maraming nagtatrabaho, but it is the agricultural sector. But in the Philippines, frankly, the weakest link sa ating economy is the agricultural sector. We can only hope that i-balance mo talaga yan. That's the job of opinion. And I hope he will do his homework well in the years to come. As I have said in a cabinet meeting, I thought that problem would never confront me. So that early on, I appointed people precisely to meet the challenges of rice shortage. But would you believe it or not, it really happened. And I was the first one who ordered the importation. There were marong gusto, marong hindi. And I said, look, if your inventory is that high, you make it up there. In a way, makakainin yan eh. It might be old stock, but first come, first out yan. Rather than people visibly viewing empty warehouses. Hindi na pwedeng malugi tayo. I said it could sell at a lower price kung baka matagal na, but that was what I was lecturing them on. From my native talent, just observing since I was a little boy. Mayroon din kaming rice land noon na expropriate, coconut lands na expropriate. So, my mother willingly, nobody interested in our family to be a farmer. Sabi niya, bigay na lang natin.
Alright.
That's how
If I
it
may
is.
be allowed for one more. Sir, are we expecting more revamp in the cabinet? Yung mga who will replace who? May mga...
Well, there has to be replacement because there are positions to be vacated. I have already appointed si Rolly Bautista ng Army.
Yes.
Now, the reason for my penchant in appointing military officers or ex-military officers, I have said it several times. It is not to condemn or belittle the bureaucracy, but up there, sa itaas, I don't mind how they perform down. As long as I have wonder, kapag sinabi ko na gawain mo yan, gawain mo. And I had a very bad experience with a certain department. True to what I said, I had to argue and debate with them for 2 days until I got mad. Talagang binulsit ko. For the first time na uminit talaga yung ulo ko. Sabi ko na, ito na ang gawin eh. You know, kasi yung pera ng national government are supposed to be neutral. Hindi mo pwedeng i-devolve yan sa mayor kasi gagamitin niya ng politika, sabihin niya, galing ito sa akin. And that to prejudice or put advantage to the other candidates, which is not, a good example of democracy. Pati yung ibang mga mayor, gusto nila ng bodega nila, doon ilagay i-preposition ng mga goods na relief in case of crisis. I objected to that again kasi una, well, of course, hindi sila. Ngayong mga tao na my experience as mayor for 23 years, ganun nga. And I hate, in my years, I never claimed any right over isang piso sa... Sabi ko, kayo lang, it's your, you give it directly. You call the mayor, the councilor, vice mayor, barangay captain. O ikaw ang magbigay, then they make sure that the persons receiving are truly the beneficiaries. Kaya kung mayor lang, tawagin lang niya yung tao niya. So with the vice mayor and everybody. And it is not a good practice. You play politics with man. Sinabi ako, tapos na ako sa politika. I cannot run again, so I'm not into politicking. And besides, I've never done it when I was mayor. Delicadeza. I may have a virile mouth and controversial mouth, pero in terms of values, sumunod tayo sa kung ano yung tama. Nobody should take advantage or give an advantage to others. What will happen to the others who would run to democracy ito? Yung sweldo niya. Yung intelligence man niya, yung bulsa niya, ganun ang ginagawa. Unordered funds. But at least sa panahon ko, wag. No.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for the question.
Question would come from Ina and belongs CNN.
I saw you somewhere when I
The
left.
other day, sir, yes.
Yeah.
This is related to what Marisol asked, sir, because a few days ago you confirmed that 6 members of the cabinet will be running or filing their COCs. Can you share with us, sir, if meron na pong replacements doon sa inaasahan ninyong magre-resign?
Idea? Wala pa, naghahanap ako. But you know my choices. It has nothing to do with politics. It has nothing to do na I want to ingratiate myself to the military. I don't need that. I was elected by the people, not by the military. I just want military people kasi alam ko na isang utos lang, gaya ng Marawi, gaya ng Boracay, mangyari kaya kung hindi si Mato pati si De Rosaro inutusan ko. Now, kasi sila ang kilala ko. Isang unit lang naman itong armed forces. Sila yung nakilala ko, di sila yung nakilala kong matinong tao. Lahat naman matino.
So you mentioned kasi, sir, the other day na meron na po kayong inoffer to replace Secretary Alan sa DFA. I was wondering maybe if you can tell us who that
DFA,
is.
naghahanap ako ng mistiso, kagaya niya, para hindi sila manghimago. Not really. I don't know if I have to, baka ayaw niyang i-announce. I do not have his permission. Mahirap kasi if I give out his name tapos tatanggapin niya. Bong, tawagan mo nga si Tiduboy Locsin, sabihin mo kung pwede bang i-mention niya pangalan dito.
Has he accepted, sir?
I
Teddy
don't
Boy?
know. Okay na? Okay na, sabi niya. This is a more powerful guy than... Next time around, don't ask me question. You ask that...
So he is our new...
Huwag mong kalimutan to. I'm not campaigning, but it's also due for replacement. Naghahanap nga ako, sa totoo lang. Naghahanap ako. Kasi sabi ko, kung tatakbo ka ngayon na do not go into that kind of substitute. Because mabasa ng tao yan. You want one more substitute to be seen in public before me on the last. Yung akin, yung aking sinadya ko ba rin yun? Hindi mo siguro. Sabi ko kay Bong, and I will help him. I will help him because he's a friend, he's apo ito ng ni Agustin Soro, the late Agustin Soro, yung binaril ng NPA sa Davao City Gold.
So, sir, just to be clear about it, Sir Teddy Boy will be our next SFA. And also, sir, has Secretary Panelo accepted your offer for him to be your press secretary?
In matters of sartorial elegance, maybe.
What do you mean by that, sir?
Mga boots na hanggang dito, mga pantalon na in tatters. Tapos ang kasama, binili yan sa Quiapo, sa Visoria. Sabi niya, ano ito, Versace, ito, gago. Ha? Ayan yung, minsan, sana wag ka lang magalit, totoo naman to. Hindi kita talaga maintindihan. Minsan, in one of gala dinner after an international conference, where was that? Dumating si Panelo. Wala, of course, lahat nakabarong. But to our horror, he discovered yung ano mo, kung yung breast mo lumalabas, ano ba yan? Totoo, ano ba yan? Walang t-shirt, basta diretso barong. Sakara. Tinginan kaming lahat, ginaw-ginaw pa. Maniwala ka.
Sir, has he accepted?
He's good for sartorial elegance. No, temporarily, he should fit the job.
Press secretary, sir.
Mayroon na sa Congress, mayroon kayong, I think there's a law. You want the office of press secretary revived, and yung PCCO will be anything that has to do with government information, whatever, mailagay dyan sa isang opisina. And mas maganda yun.
Okay. You said temporarily, sir, Temporarily, you mentioned that he will take that post. Yes,
because he is the presidential legal advisor. Wala pa akong nakita. Panelo, yan ang porte niya, yung tapos nakabots na palagi. Pareho, pero iba yung mga kanya. Pointed na tumabi ka, pag natamaan ka, maputol yung paa mo.
Lastly, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Secretary Harry Roque said he hasn't resigned. What is his real status now? Because you mentioned the other day, sabi niya nag-resign, and then sabi mo, sige.
Di ganito yan eh. I hope I would not offend Harry, but sabi niya, magtakbo siya ng senador. O di sabi ko, sige, so automatic, may na ako sa may naisip na ako na Sal, ikaw muna. Well, if you want it, then I'd look for, I'll scout for another legal advisor. Tapos kinabukasan, sabi niya, hindi na raw. Sabi ko, nasabihan ko muna si pero walang pala pang replacement. Tapos kinabukasan, sabi niya, tatakbo na naman siya. Kaya sabi ni Bong na hindi naman tatakbo. Mukhang the flight was smooth. When we were talking about it kay Harry, bigla akong nahilo sa so saan ba tayo pupunta nito, Bong? I'll just talk to him. Better. Ano ba talaga? Tatakbo, hindi, tatakbo, hindi, tatakbo, hindi. Pabuti na lang yan 2021, tatakbo ulit. Mas longer space to make the choice with finality.
Thank you, sir.
Kung wala nang iba, there was one pressing issue. I hope it's. I would not say. I do not know. I must confess I do not know whether it has become effective or it is now in the pipeline for legislation. But ulitin ko, ang Pilipinas kasi was one of the unfortunate countries na ayaw ko paano ginawa ni God. I'm talking about my God, not somebody else's God. My God is personal. Akin lang yun. I do not share it with anybody. But after the World War II, there was a massive rehabilitation. And one of the cities most devastated was Manila. And there was the Marshall Plan, but it was geared towards Japan. I would like to guess that will advance the theory that because maybe of their the horrors that were inflicted in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and it was much really an atomic war is an infliction of genocide. Yan ang genocide. Itong human rights na ICC, mga bugok. Genocide. Namatay yung criminal dyan, genocide. Tapos, ang problema ngayon, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Brunei, to their maybe good fortunes, meron silang oil. Tayo po wala. So everything you see in this room, including that mat, pati dito, is a product of oil. Pati itong baso na ito, the lathe machine na ginagamit lahat sa pag-construct nito, paggawa ng mga, pati itong papel na binabasa ko, comes from an equipment, a machine, or something nagtatrabaho, tumatakbo. And those machines all over the world, the planes, how the planes are made, how the planes fly, are driven by oil. Now, after marami silang oil, hindi sila dependent. Tayo, sabi ng Pilipino, inflation, correct, there is inflation. And I must give you the warning now. Pag magtaas yung oil, you can be sure next week mag-announce na naman ng price increases. Because oil is everything. The world cannot move. There's not enough solar power to run this country. So ngayon, pag nag-increase pa yung mga iyawa, pag nag-increase yan ng presyo, bukas, tatama tayo na. Here is a problem. I do not know if it is a confirmed move by the American government. President Trump would be willing to sign a trade pact with you. But it must be a document which the countries must sign. And there is a provision which is, I don't know if it is true or not. It came from this guys, yung mga finance. Nandoon yung lahat na, naiwan yung mga finance officer. Joke no, lahat. And of course, other countries. We're talking about it, having coffee. Now, kung pupirma ka niyan, you can export and import, will continue. But you cannot trade with China. Sige daw, try to solve the problem. Tapos sabihin nila, si Duterte, bakit yung pandesal niya? Kasing laki nila ng munggo. Ano bang magawa ko? Wala nga tayong oil eh. The oil that I experience spurting out from the soil of Philippine territory yung sa Alegria. And I cried. Nagturo yung luha ko kasi finally nakita ko yung gas na umaapoy. Pero isa lang. Hanggang yun, isa lang. Pang-kirosin lang yun sa Cebu. Gano'n ang mga patay tayo. No, this is not the end of the story, guys. Sabihin niyo, panahon ko talaga maghirap. If things will move forward in accordance with the present calculations now, talagang sa panahon ko maghirap tayo. Kung magwala kayo, lahat na tayo. Magwala na tayong lahat kasi ako apektado rin. Yan ang problema ngayon. Si Trump, kaibigan ko. So, kung makita lang naman kami, sabihin ko, paring Donald, ano ba namang, pati Pilipinas niyan. CRA have a limited market suddenly. Now, China buys everything from us. When I assumed my work as in the national government, everything was all right already. Baski anong ipagbili mo sa kanila, bibilihin nila. Ang Amerikano naman, historically, may umbilical cord tayo, lalo na mga military, the police, they go there to train. So have this brotherhood bond. So malapit rin tayo doon. Ako man, hindi man ako nanonood ng Shaolin na ganun-ganun. Hindi ko maintindihan yung salita nila. Dito ako sa Amerikano, so that's the problem.
Sir, last, what are your expectations from Teddy Boy Locsin as your new Foreign Affairs Secretary? And second, sir, is it true that Secretary Martin Andanar will replace Secretary Francis Tolentino?
Paano? First, to your question, I do not even know if Tony Boy has agreed. Siya.
Sabi po ni Sir.
Siya sabi niya. Huwag mo akong tanungin. Siya yung kung palpak na balita, yan, siya. Senador Go.
You said it the other day, sir, that he accepted.
Second, Martin Andanar should be around. Siya, palit-palit sila, pero there must only be one press secretary. And historically, ano talaga yan, it was addressed as a press office, press secretary. Yun ang connotations ng the word.
Will he be political advisor, presidential advisor for political affairs? Si Andanar po.
Political advisor ko?
Replacing Secretary Tolentino, who is, as you mentioned, running.
Disgrasya tayong lahat ng political advisor. Talo lang. Tanungin mo nga kung nanalo pa siya ng eleksyon ni minsan. Biro lang yan. I'll consider everybody.
Last na yun. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Mayor, one more. Dayan Ventura from UNTV. Dayan.
Anong ka, ma'am?
UNTV, sir. Yes. Good morning, sir. I would just like to ask, sir, if...
Lakas mo po.
Yes, sir. Follow up lang po sa question ni Ma'am Ina. Have you decided po, sir, as to what position you will be placing Mr. Harry Roque po? Have you decided na po ba?
Sino si?
Harry Roque po, sir.
Mag-usap pa kami, ma'am. Kasi baka ngayon mag-usap siya, tapos bukas iba na naman. Takot na ako eh. Baka magkabali ko. Hindi takot ako mapahiya sa mga tao. I mean, I don't mind I'm in the law because it should be something like a private thing. The choices or how to move forward. But the problem is kung mag-announce ako ngayon, hindi ko pa siya nakausap, baka mapalpak ako. Kasi yung pa naman ang ginamit niya, he was kept in the dark. Announce ko pala na tusukin ako dyan sa ano. Ganito yan. Dito sa Davao, last month, meron na akong colonoscopy, pati endoscopy. to clear matters dito sa Davao. Tapos, sinabi ko ang totoo. Kasi my health is a public issue. Tapos sinabi ng doktor, nung dito sa Davao ginawa dala-dala ko yung pinikula. Nung binasa nila, sabi nila, I think the mayor has to undergo, just to confirm. So gusto nilang magkuha ng sample. Not for sale yung sample, ma'am, kasi sample lang then, di kaka na naman ako para tusok dito. Kaya kita bunga nga ako, medyo mas malaki ng kunti. Malaki yung tapos sabi ng doktor, okay. Okay ka pa hanggang mamatay ka. Okay na yan. There's enough time for that. Sabi ng doktor, okay ka pa hanggang mamatay ka. That's good enough. Okay?
Second question, sir. For local politics po, pahabol lang po. Can you confirm, sir, if Mayor Sara would be running for senatorial bid or mayor din? And then,
sinabi ko
how
na
about...
sa inyo, huwag kayong maniwala kay Inday. Dadyamin kayo lahat dyan. Hindi yan magtakbo ng senador, hindi yan magtakbo ng presidente, maniwala ka sa akin. She's too wise for that.
How about Pulong, sir, and Baste?
I heard, si Pulong naman, I expect him as his son to come to me and say, Pa, gusto kong tatakbo. Kasi alam mo, anak ko gusto kong tama na yung pero mayroon pang anti-dynasty dyan na hindi mapasa-pasa. Hindi yan mapasa-pasa, kaya hindi papapayag si Maylin dyan. Wala. Hindi yan papasa. Maniwala ka. Walang, lahat ng, the power elite in this country, hindi man, lalo na yung sa ibang lugar, they are, kung hindi ka madala sa pera, armas, which never happened in Davao. We never had a history of political violence. Pero those, the pressure group in a democracy lies in the hands of those who will make laws. Why? Because until now, the Philippines is in a feudal state. Why? Because lahat ng kailangan mo, mayor, pahingi ng eskwelahan, tubig, tulong, pera, pagkain, nakatutok doon sa mga politiko. That is why yung feudal system continues. Now, if you replace local government, maswerte ka kung may tao na matino, huwag mo na akong isali dyan para sabihin na ako lang. Tabla kaming lahat. View it as a total, in total dimension. Ganon yan.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
And there's only one way of doing it, and I would hate to mention it even.
That concludes our question and answer, Mayor.
Thank you. And this is pakipatay nga ng kindly shut up yung hindi dito akin. There's a sad story evolving kasi nawala nga si Boyet Lim. So sa aeroplano pa lang, I know him, he was my supporter actually. And tumulong sa akin time and again since I dabbled in politics.